Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line NFL Live Edition. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight. So glad that the NFL is back. I was so anxious about it this morning. Almost came off like just mad almost. Like I am so fired up and been diving in just so big. And I know that you guys have too, man. It's so good to see all of you. Let me know where you're from in the chat. If you're brand new, so good to see you. Z-Money said, hat backwards indeed. It's time to get down to business tonight. This is where we make our money. So fired up about it. So good to see all of you. If you could, right now, it'd be huge. Hit the like button if you don't mind. All right, if you're watching on your phone, grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up. I swear, I won't ask you for a damn thing else, but that'll help big time right now. So, Matty Boy said the no-fly zone emoji is gone. Don't worry, we'll get it back up. It shouldn't be gone. I didn't take it down, but we'll figure it out. So, anyways, let's jump right into this. And Spelldog said the no-fly zone is back. I meant to do quiet. It looked like I was putting something up my nose. Gotta go straight on the camera. Anyways, we'll never do that maneuver again, but we got the NFL tonight. So good to see all of you. Yeah, that looked wrong. All right, Sites, did that one work? Big Randall said, no fly zone indeed. All right, I found it. I'm a dummy. Hey, Matty Boy, I am too. All right, now, look who you got. Cowboys and the Eagles tonight, baby. Eagles, 8.5-point favorite. Cowboys, plus 320. You've got a total of 48.5. All right, so you see it. Z-Money said maneuver. All right, so you see the Howie Schwab. Normally the crew play of the day, but you have first touchdowns in there. And if you notice, they're plus 1,000. I'll explain that more in just a bit. But go ahead and vote now. All right, you see the poll in the chat. Go ahead and hit that for who you would take to score the first touchdown out of those four options. All right? Just want to see where you're at. So go ahead and vote there. And how you guys feeling about this game? I mean, first game of the year. All right? We're going to get into all of it. And I mean, literally all of it. But how you feeling? All right, Eagles spread. You feeling it? 8.5, you going Eagles, you going Cowboys plus 8.5. 48.5, the total. You going over, you going under. Drop one of those four options in the chat. Let me see where you're at here. Justin said, put me in the club with Ferguson. There we go. All right, hold on to that too. We're going to need that as well. All right, so introduce that. Keep dropping them in the chat. Spread, total, which way you going. Just jump right into the pick. All right, we got a lot of them here. So I'm just going to go through each one. We got time. All right, first one, Dak Prescott, longest completion over 35.5 yards. I'm going to take my shot on it tonight. I'm going to take my chance that Dak throws one deep, whether it's CD, whether it's George Pickens, whether it's a catch and run. There's a good chance the Cowboys are playing from behind tonight, and I am going to take the shot that Dak hits this one. If you've never played this bet before, right? I mean, it could be a pass that, is in the air over 35.5 yards, or it could be a pass for 1 yard and they run for 36 yards, right? Doesn't matter how we get there either way. But I'm going to take Dak, and I'm going to take that shot. Second one. All right, I got this at DraftKings. Okay, and I'll pull myself up. Any 2-point conversion attempt. Okay? Doesn't have to make it. And it doesn't have to be either side. Like, it could be either side. You see what I'm saying? Cowboys or the Eagles. Doesn't matter. We just need one 2-point conversion attempt tonight. And I'm feeling it. Addison, 2-point attempt or successful? Attempt. All right. I got it at DraftKings. You go to special teams props. You'll see it. Just scroll over to all the way to the end on DraftKings, and you'll see it. Scroll down. So they also have successful. I think that's like almost plus 300. But I'm going to go with attempt. So I don't care if they get it or not. But we just need one team to go for 2. And I think in this kind of a game, yeah, I'm all in. So, all right. Now, here are all the bots are getting started early tonight. Oh, okay. All right. So the next 2. Now, you could play both, but I listed them both in terms of if you just want to play one. So we're going to go ahead and play Dak Prescott. We got a no-fly zone. Don't worry about that. But we're going to play Dak Prescott, 1+ interception, and you could do it either Saquon with an anytime TD at plus 140, or you could play Dak Prescott, 1+ interception, and Jalen Hurts anytime TD at plus 160. So that's why I've listened to both. Now, you could play them both, and I am, but I'm just saying that's me. I didn't list it as, hey, everybody play both. Like, I mean, I feel good about them, but I wanted to list both just so you could see it, right? Sometimes, man, instead of hearing it, seeing it, it helps. So, yeah, feel free to pick and choose how you want to get down, or if you like somebody else, you know what I mean? You're going to go there. So, all right. And then these 4 were from the morning show. So if you watched Driving the Line this morning, you've already got these. Dak Prescott over 23.5 completions. Saquon Barkley over 19.5 rush attempts. Look, with Dak and the completions, I think the good chance. Excuse me. Good chance they're playing from behind tonight. And even if they're not, they're going to have to throw the ball. Saquon Barkley over 19.5 rush attempts. The Eagles are notorious for playing time possession games and just taking other teams out of it. So this is kind of our control. If the Eagles do go that route, go ahead and give me Saquon over 19.5 rush attempts. I mean, I'll take Saquon over 19.5 rush attempts in a straight up game, right? I mean, they feed this dude. You've seen it, obviously. But especially in a game, if they, game script wise, if they're playing ahead, oh yeah, big time on that. Now, I also don't mind Saquon Barkley, his pass receptions. If it were over 1.5, it's over 2.5. Say if you play those, we'll talk more about it in a second. But if you play those, Saquon can get weird with, like, there'll be games where he'll have 5 completions or receptions, I guess you could say. And then there are games he'll have 1, maybe 0. But it's so dangerous for that offense when they do use it. But I'm going to take Saquon on the rush attempts. I'm not going to play around with it. Notorious. Yeah, Z-Money, you got it. Jake Elliott, Eagles kicker, over 1.5 field goals. Could be rain. Could be weather. We'll see. I like Jake Elliott either way here. Divisional game, first game of the year. Whether it's a tight game, whether it's a blowout. I absolutely want Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals. And there's another way you could play this too. Like, if you wanted to play it over 3.5 field goals for both teams and anybody, you can do that as well. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna go on the Eagles side here, and I'm gonna take Elliott over 1.5 field goals, and then finally CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions at minus 115. Again, I expect the Cowboys to be in pass game heavy mode tonight. Regardless, ahead, tied, behind, they're just gonna have to throw the football. I'm not saying anything negative about Javonte Williams, but they're gonna have to throw the football. So I'm gonna take CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions. All right, so those are the picks. We'll get back to those. Don't worry. But we've got a ton to get to, so let's not waste any time, man. Let's prop it up. All right, let's start getting into these player props here. And I need you guys in the chat to drop what you like, okay? Interact with me. Tell me what you got, what you like, where you're on, what you don't like, what you're fading. All right, quarterbacks. I'm going to pull this full screen here. You can see him. You've seen enough of me. All right, passing yards, Dak Prescott, 249.5 over under. Jalen Hurts over under 215.5. So pay attention there. Look at the difference. All right, that the books are just putting out there. All right, now pass attempts, 37.5, 26.5 for Jalen Hurts. All right. Now, couple that down here with completion. So we're playing Dak Prescott. All right, 23.5 completions for Dak, 18.5 for Jalen Hurts. Longest pass, this is longest completion. 35.5 for Dak, 36.5 for Jalen. And to throw an interception, Dak Prescott minus 165, Jalen Hurts plus 140. Okay. So you could see why now, first, why I took Dak Prescott to pick, but also had to parlay it. Right. Can't do minus 165. But parlay that with Saquon TD plus 140. Parlay it with a Jalen Hurts TD plus 160. Big Rich said Dak 245.5 got a lower number. Hey, great move right there. Dak over 250.5 and over 1.5 passing touchdowns. CD over 70.5 receiving yards. I like that, man. Yeah, I mean, look, just by the game script, like Dak's. Look, whether the Cowboys are up or not, they're just going to have to throw the football, right? The name of the game, and you're going to see this with the Eagles. Like, I know it's been a minute since we've seen them, but remember, go back to that Super Bowl, dude. They boa constrictor teams, right? When they get in that clock eating mode, oh man, it's brutal when you're playing other props. So that's one thing to think about. Now, again, I say that the Cowboys come out, win 30-0. It's the NFL, but be careful if the Eagles do get into that mode, because man, it just, you know it. We've all seen it, right? It could just turn into a black hole for props. But with Dak, yeah, I'm riding the completions, I'm riding the longest pass, and I'm riding an interception. So something's going to have to give. Now, I'm fascinated to see where you guys go, Jalen's side. And let's look at it. We'll look at it here a little bit more in just a second. Now, running backs, okay? Javonte Williams, 37.5 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley, 96.5 rushing yards. Javonte, 9.5 attempts to Saquon's 19.5 attempts. Longest rush, Javonte Williams, 10.5 yards. Saquon, 20.5 yards. Saquon, remember, we played that one a lot last year. A lot. When Saquon gets loose, beyond the first wave, he's gone. Dallas got a great D-line, but if he gets past them, buddy, might not be a bad play. Anytime touchdown, Javonte Williams plus 215, Saquon Barkley minus 185. All right, 2 touchdowns plus 1,600 for Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley plus 285. All right, so what we're on, Saquon Barkley over 19.5 rush attempts, riding that one. And then we've got Saquon mixed in on anytime TDs. Where are you guys going on any of these? Japan says Javonte Williams under 10.5 attempts, minus 140. Alonzo, my man, said, I like the over on 18.5 completions. Yeah, on Jalen, look, it's the NFL. Like, if Dallas makes this a game, you'll blast that number. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good look, bro. If anybody's got an eye on this, let me know. Jason said, hey, how goes it? How's the weather shaping up tonight? Solid rain or just some annoying rain or clears? Yeah, if anybody's got a better read on it than me, I know. Usually I've got the weather down. If anybody's got a super accurate read, drop that in. All right. So, Jeff, my man, said use a no-sweat token on Philly. On the Eagles, minus 2.5. And Saquon Barkley TD, minus 120. I like that. Z-Money, Saquon longest rush over 20.5 all day. He hit it in like 65 to 70% of his games last year. Absolutely did. Remember, dude, we were on a tear. Absolute tear. Matty boy, you are looking live. Yeah, dude. Oh, Musburger's the GOAT. So that's running backs. Now, let's take it one step further. Of course, we're going to look more at this. Rushing yards. So we saw Saquon. We saw Javonte. Jalen Hurts, 40.5 rushing yards. You going over or under? Randall, You in the chat? Mimsy, what are we doing? All right, Dak Prescott. Over 6.5 rushing yards. Alonzo said yes on Hurts. I feel you there. Rushing attempts. So we saw Saquon. We saw Javonte. Jalen Hurts. You going over under 9.5 rushing attempts. Dak Prescott. Over 2.5 rushing attempts. Randall said, yep, under on Dak rushing. There we go. Oh, boy, big Mims. Wide receivers, though. Let's get after it. Robert said, I'm here listening, but making lineups and not tracking the chat. You good? Hey, good to see you, big dog. Father Whale said, cheesesteaks are made. Oh, man, got to see him. All right, so receivers. CeeDee Lamb, over under 73.5 receiving yards tonight. A.J. Brown, 70.5. Receptions, CD, over 6.5. We're on that. A.J. Brown, over under 5.5 receptions. Longest reception, 23.5 for CeeDee Lamb. A.J. Brown, 25.5. So this is one thing to notice. The Eagles, at least the way the books are looking at it, that the Eagles aren't counting on a lot of passing yards per se. But they're not against, there could be one or two long pass plays. That's why you see A.J. Brown with a higher number than CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb over 23. If you don't want to play Dak at over 35.5, his longest completion, play CeeDee Lamb over 23.5 or George Pickens, right? Z-Money, kneel at halftime is an attempt. Just saying, yes, sir. Rushing attempt is all kneel downs. That steal one before halftime move, dude, that's the move. That is. Site said CD on over on longest reception, 23.5. You're going to need to if they have a chance. I completely agree. JG said Williams under 9.5 rushing attempts all day, son. Hammer that down. There we go, JG. Addison's on Barkley, first quarter reception, plus 125. I like that. It's usually early. Yes. Zach, a kneel down counts as a rush. Does a spike count as a pass attempt? Yes, it does. Absolutely. Well, video coming unless I can't chop it up good enough. Then it'll just be picks. Nice. Excited, man. Okay, so those are the wide receivers. Now, taking it one step further. Receiving yards. So we talked about CD. We talked about A.J. Brown. George Pickens, 58.5. Where are we going? Devontae Smith. Nobody's talking about him. 52.5. Where are you going with that? Tight ends. Jake Ferguson, 40.5. Dallas Goedert, 38.5. All right, then you see guys. Jalen Tolbert, 16.5. Kevontae Turpin, 15.5. Saquon, 13.5. Javonte, 12.5. Jahan Dotson, 7.5. You doing anything on Jahan Dotson there? Now, those are receiving yards. What about receptions? CD, we talked about that. AJ talked about that. Devontae, over 4.5 at plus money. Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, 4.5. 4.5. Dallas Goedert, 3.5. Javonte, 2.5. Saquon Barkley, 2.5, plus 145. Jalen Tolbert, over 1.5, minus 125. Kevontae Turpin, 1.5, minus 107. Randall, did you say you had something on Turpin? Was that you? Sites, Turpin, 120-yard reception. Justin said, I like Pickens and or Devontae yards receptions, but sorry, let me say this again. I like Pickens and or Devontae yards receiving, but under receptions. There we go. JG said, Turpin's total yards jumped from over under 14.5 to 16.5 in the last hour. Wow. There we go. All right, Randall. Yeah, first TD. All right, Kevontae Turpin. There we go. Zach, hit the like button if you haven't already. Yes, please. That would be huge. If you guys could, I swear I won't ask you for anything else. But if you could hit the like button, it'd be massive. If you're watching on computer, just tap it. If you're on your phone, grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up. That'd be massive. I would appreciate that very much. Zach, good call. Okay, so those are running backs, wide receivers. Okay. Now, we talked about this. Now, we'll get back to some of them players. We got a lot to get to. What we have to figure out now are parlays. That's right. We brought them back. So let's look team by team, okay? And remember, it's all of us together, right? Like we're trying to figure out what's the best route. So whenever we do these shows, there might be multiple we like. There might be none that we like. That's fine. What we're looking for, can we throw together a little something, something? Patrick said I was hoping for some parlays. Yes, sir. You know you're getting them. Let's go. Jumping in first. All right, Eagles side. So, plus 310. And again, we can work through this. What do we like? What are the pieces that we like? All right, so plus 310. Eagles minus 8.5. Jalen Hurts, anytime TD score. Saquon Barkley, anytime TD score. Plain and simple, straight up. Eagles cover the spread. Jalen and Saquon both score. All right, plus 465. Eagles money line, so no spread. Dak to throw one pick or more. And Saquon with 2 or more touchdowns. Plus 465. Okay. And finally, Eagles minus 8.5. Jalen Hurts throws 2 or more touchdowns. And A.J. Brown has 6 or more receptions at plus 600. So what do we like anything there? My man, David. What up, baby? What up, David? Good to see you, bub. Yamster said plus 465 all day. Eagles money line, Dak 1 plus pick, Saquon 2 plus TDs. I think I agree. I don't hate any of these, but if you could get that spread out of there, Big Wenzel said, my guy, what up? Hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you, bro. Bibbo, I have a ladder challenge in the Discord. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you on that. Yeah, I think plus 465. Let's see. Big Rob Frazier took a break from betting, back just in time for football season. I was going to say, man, it's good to see you, brother. How we doing, buddy? So good to see you, man. Oh, man, I love it. Z-Money, little mixy matchy. I'll take the Dak 2 TDs, Eagles money line, and Hurts under 1 INT. Oh, man, that URL looks familiar. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. So plus 465. Do we like that one? My man, I love weed, said go Cowboys. There we go. Rob, thanks. It'd be great to see you too. Yeah, so good to see you, buddy. Patrick, nice job with the bots. Yeah, let's go, baby. Sight said, oh, God, the bots are back. Hit the like, please. 200 likes. Yes. Huge, 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 huge. Yes. Please. Absolutely. Okay. So those are the Eagles side. All right. We'll come back to it, but it looks like plus 465 is what we like. Okay. Now let's jump over to the Cowboys side. Do we see anything we like here? All right. Plus 340, bottom left. Cowboys, we're going to move the spread from 8.5 to 10.5. So Cowboys plus 10.5. CD Lamb, anytime score. Dak Prescott, 2 plus passing touchdowns. Plus 340. All right. Next, Cowboys plus 8.5. Jalen Hurts to throw 1 or more interceptions. And Javonte Williams, anytime touchdown, plus 750. Let me read that again. Cowboys plus 8.5. Jalen Hurts, 1 or more interceptions. Javonte Williams, anytime TD score. And then plus 1,000. CD Lamb, anytime TD score. Javonte Williams, anytime TD score. And Cowboys plus 8.5. You still get the spread. They don't even have to win the game. Big Gus said, my favorite leg of my sweat free is Philly minus 13.5. You know, brother, let me say this, man. There are a lot of buddies of mine that only bet like over a touchdown spreads in the NFL. They swear by it. Let's see, bomb.com said, I'm playing that 340 right now. Cowboys 10.5 CD Lamb, anytime TD, Dak 2+ passing touchdowns. I think they're pretty decent parlays. You know what I mean? The URL again, boy. Woo! All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, like these are pretty solid, man. All right, 340. Adam, hey, good to see you, buddy. Elix at 340. Sight said, give me that plus 1,000. Bomb said, likes at 340. Playing at 340 right now. Zach likes at 340. Jesse, yeah. Oh, so good to see you. How you doing? Let's start the season off right, indeed. Z-Money putting that 340 in right now. Big Brian, thanks for the show tonight. Hey, man, thank you guys. Shoot. Wenzel, man, the honeymoon stage is over. The kids are being their true selves since Tuesday. I'm holding it together for early September. Oh, Wenzel, you're the man, brother. What's the plus 340? So 340 here. Cowboys plus 10.5. CD Lamb, anytime TD, and Dak Prescott, 2+ passing touchdowns. Basically, yeah. Well, there's no basically, but yeah, you get it. Plus 340. So there we go. But again, just have more. It's time for the no-fly zone. Whoo, my favorite part of the year. Welcome to the no-fly zone. If you are new here, my name is Alan Bell, and what me and the crew together have been doing for years now is breaking down the film, all right, of every single primetime game and the quarterbacks that are playing and what you could expect. Now, we do it, call it the no-fly zone, because we're looking to see which quarterbacks are throwing picks. However, understand, we're going to give you the full breakdown of the entire offense, the playbook, and the defense that they're going up against, plus game plan. So while we cover interceptions here and have a ton of fun doing it, you can use this and use these all throughout the year to help out in a lot of other areas too, because it'll help you in pass attempts, completions, etc., all the way down the line. So if you're new, let's jump right in and you'll pick it up real quick. All right, on the left here, you see the secondary rankings of the Eagles. This is for 2024, the entire season. All right, so on the left, you'll see categories: short left, short mid, short right, deep left, deep mid, deep right. Those are exactly what you think that they are, okay? So you see on the right, Dak Prescott, his passing charts from his last season when he was really healthy and being Dak Prescott, because we'd hate to take it away from injury games. We want a good look at the quarterback here, okay? So you'll see a blue line of scrimmage, and you'll see, all right, green dots equal completions, white dots equal incompletions, red dots are interceptions, that bot is gone, and blue lines are touchdowns, okay? So that line of scrimmage, short left, short middle, short right, it's exactly what that is, okay? 10 yards and in on the left, 10 yards and in the middle, 10 yards and in on the right. Deep left, deep mid, deep right, 15 yards and out. It's exactly what it is. So we break it down by sections here, okay? Quadrants. The Eagles secondary, short left, they ranked 18th in the NFL. Short mid, 1st in the NFL. Short right, 21st in the NFL. Deep left, 5th. Deep mid, 2nd. Deep right, 9th. Meaning they were top 10 in the NFL all year, deep and in short mid. They don't give up a lot. This defense is stingy, okay? So now we understand the defense that we're looking at tonight. Now, this is from last year, so yeah, we get better as we go along in terms of the data. We don't have any games played. That being said, take a look at Dak Prescott. This is a standard game and passing attack of what it looks like. 26 of 35, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a Dak Prescott game, okay? 2023, 2024 early, 2025. This team is dead set on throwing the football, okay? Now, what they utilize, though, is an inside-out pass game, okay? So see the green dots, see the white dots, all of this, okay? Green dots, completions, white dots, incompletions, red dots, interceptions. This is just a standard game. Dak Prescott is going to use his wide receivers, especially CD Lamb, who is one of the best in the NFL at the slot position. Okay, so look at the left side. You see these green dots? You see all of those? You see how they're shading towards the middle of the field? That's CeeDee Lamb. And those are tight slants. And that's what he throws, a lot of them. But Dak Prescott also works the sidelines and the boundaries. You could see a lot of them. Why does he do that? It's safe. All right, when you throw it to the sideline, all right, and you got a wide receiver, all right, just say he's running on the left side to the 10-yard line, all right, and out, okay? You put the football over his shoulder so it's either out of bounds or a reception, but not a pick, all right? They do that because they don't have a ton of a run game here, and they have to be safe with how many times they're going to put the ball in the air. Now, jump to the next slide. You look at Dak Prescott. This is his passing chart, what he looks like, all right? For his last full healthy season, Dak Prescott is excellent at throwing deep routes, right? And he's pretty much good everywhere. These are his rankings across the league. Green, awesome. Top of the tier, elite. Yellow, pretty darn good. All right? So, Dak Prescott's a hell of a passer. Where's he going to get into trouble? You see these red dots and the arrows? This is what we call the no-fly zone. This is where Dak Prescott's going to get into trouble. Deep left, intermediate mid, and very short right. And I'll explain why. Because if he goes and he, kind of predicts it, so to say, with his body language, that he's throwing a slant to CeeDee Lamb, and the Eagles pull that Patriots against the Seahawks goal line interception move, they'll take it to the house. So anybody that's new, these three areas are where Dak Prescott is most likely to throw an interception tonight. Okay? That's why we do it. Man, them CBS bots are coming after us tonight. So you could see it in those three areas. Okay, so how do we put it all together? Dak Prescott, what game script are you going to see from the Cowboys tonight? Find any kind of run game. You're going to have to find it. You cannot beat the Eagles by being one-dimensional. They're too good. Sideline to body passing game. We just talked about it. Use the boundaries in your favor. Do not test the secondary. They won the Super Bowl for a reason. And it's not just because their offense is dynamite. Their defense might be better. Short pass de facto run game. You've got to find any kind of a run game that you can, Cowboys. Short passing game included. Whether it's running backs, tight ends, I don't care. You're going to have to create a run game because this defense is too good to be one-dimensional. And offensive holding is the big problem tonight. Do not, Cowboys, do not get stuck with a lot of offensive holding calls, especially with that defensive line and that defensive front. Philly is going to blitz. Boy, they're going to blitz. Be careful. All right. See the star rating down there? Dak Prescott, 4 out of 5 stars to throw a pick. We don't guarantee nothing in sports betting, but it's 4 out of 5 stars to throw a pick. Let's jump over to Jalen Hurts. You see the Cowboys last year. They're secondary. All right. Short left, 32nd in the NFL. Short mid, 21st in the NFL. Short right, 32nd in the NFL. All right. Now, deep, 4th best in the NFL. Deep mid, 5th best in the NFL. Deep right, 16th best in the NFL. The Cowboys secondary was great. Deep. Short. Damn, CBS coming after us tonight, boy. Short, not so much. And here's the problem. And this is why I say that the no-fly zone can help with more than just interceptions. Because look at Jalen Hurts. What does Jalen Hurts do? They throw short passes. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He can hit you on bombs, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Jalen don't have to throw a whole lot. This is what a normal game looks like for Jalen Hurts. 15 to 22, 179, maybe a touchdown pass. It's pretty bare bone. They don't throw a whole lot. However, if they need to, and Dallas' secondary, short term, the first 10 yards and in, or at least 6 yards and in, 32nd, 21st, 32nd, Jalen Hurts could have a field day. So there's a chance. If you're betting Jalen Hurts passing props, you just need the right sequence. You don't need, an Eagles defensive touchdown and all that, right, to where they could just run the ball. You need a little bit of a game. But if you get that, you could absolutely smash on Jalen Hurts passing props and Eagles receivers props, theoretically, right? But this is what a normal game looks like for them. They don't have to pass a whole lot. They run the football. Now, Jalen Hurts, okay, dude's pretty money. Deep, intermediate, pretty good. So where would he get into trouble? By just tough spots. Intermediate right, that's a long out pattern. That's tough for any quarterback. But short middle is where I'm concerned with Jalen. If he were to throw a pick, short middle scares me. Because it's now, let me rephrase. It doesn't scare me. What I'm saying is, if you were to play Jalen Hurts to throw an interception tonight, because again, they don't throw a whole lot, and their passing game is pretty safe, right? Go back here. Green dots are completions, white, and this is just one game, but still, this is what a Jalen Hurts passing attack looks like, film game by game. Not a lot of incompletions and not a lot of risky plays. But again, if you get in the right sequence, Jalen Hurts could tear up. However, again, throwing an interception, if you were looking to bet it, I think that it happened short. I'm not saying it. I didn't bet it. But I think that it would happen short. Now, the game plan and the script that you're going to see from the Eagles tonight, run game, fun game. Run the football. Whether it's with your quarterback, Saquon, or running back after that. Hell, if a tight end wants a carry, come get it. Devontae Smith, if he wants a carry. Run the football. Be safe. Play field position. Exactly how the Eagles get down. You can't win it in the first quarter. Yeah. Can't win it, but you can lose it, and Philly knows exactly that style of play. Maria LeBlanc. Hey, Maria, so good to see you. How are you? Oh, my goodness. So good to see you again. Oh, I hope you've been good. Saquon short passes. Utilize it. If the Eagles are in their bag and feeling it, that means they're running the football and they're using Saquon in the short passing game as de facto run game. What Dallas needs to do, they do it for fun. And it's lethal. Heavy pre-snap motion. Okay, let me explain this real quick. All right, and I'll pull myself up here. So what I mean by pre-snap motion is, okay, Hurts comes to the line, any quarterback comes to the line, okay, you see it, moves a wide receiver, from the right side, in motion to the left. Tight end, running back, doesn't matter. But the Eagles use a lot of pre-snap motion, okay? And we've talked about it on here. Pre-snap motion is used for a couple things. Number one, all right, you immediately can tell if the defense is in man coverage or zone coverage. So when you're watching the game tonight, okay, and you see, let me get that bot out of here, and you see either team put a wide receiver in motion from right to left or running back, tight end, doesn't matter. When you see that, watch the defense and watch if the safety follows, or right, watch if a defender follows that player. If they do, it's man coverage. If they don't, it's zone coverage, right? Cornerback, safety on this side saying, well, no, that's zone. They got it on that side. They know what to do, right? So that's number one. And then number two, you can, a little bit, you can see where the blitz is coming from, right? Like it's kind of not a trick, right? But it works. And the Eagles use a lot of it. The Rams use a lot of it. Smart coaches use it. The Chiefs use it, right? So pay attention to pre-snap motion tonight and pay attention to the defense, all right? Because I'm not saying it's going to help you out in live betting or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, if you want to pick up, film game, attributes for betting, start tracking that, right? You'll start to see it. And it'll kind of just just answer some other things that you think you're going to see down that drive. All right. So, anyways, so heavy pre-snap motion and exploit defensive holding deep. Okay. What you're going to see with that pre-snap motion, and this is the next step, when they catch Dallas slipping, because trust me, the Eagles have studied all the Cowboys defense. They've played them like they know it. So when these quarterbacks see one safety or one corner take the wrong step, when in doubt, run a 9 route. And a 9 route is deep. All right. And if you get burned, what do? You grab on and hold. And I think the Eagles are going to exploit that tonight because you don't even have to complete that pass. They'll give you those yards. And if the Eagles' run game is working, buddy, that'll be working too. So there you go. Jalen Hurts, 2.5 stars to throw a pick tonight. It could happen, and I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just not betting it, if that makes sense. And that's the no-fly zone. So I hope you enjoyed it. We do that for every primetime game through the year. And I clip these off so you can go and, like, if you kind of want to, take a look at, like, one quarterback and just kind of get a feel, you could just pull them up real quick, right? So we'll get them all up there for sure. All right, let me get the picks back up for anybody who may have came in afterward because we got a lot of them. Let me get to it. All right, Dak Prescott, longest completion over 35.5 yards. Any 2-point conversion attempt, plus 135. Again, this is either team, and they don't even have to be successful. We just need someone to attempt it. Okay. Dak Prescott, 1+ interception, and Saquon Barkley touchdown, plus 140. Or Dak Prescott, 1+ interception, and Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, plus 160. Dak Prescott over 23.5 completions, minus 115. Saquon Barkley over 19.5 rushing attempts, minus 115. Jake Elliott, Eagles kicker, over 1.5 field goals, minus 115. Make sure to check the weather. CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions at minus 115. Jason said, is that 2.1 on FanDuel? I'm not sure, my friend. Check and see. Somebody have to check. I don't know. I got it at DraftKings. However, it's pretty available, right? Okay, so no fly zone. Okay. It is that time. Let's get that bot out of here. Oh, we got a lot of bots. Man, we got bots tonight. Hey, if you guys could hit the like button, it would be massive. If you're watching on your phone, just grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop back up. Okay. So let me pull up where you've gone with the Howie Schwab. With the first touchdown. Okay. Give me 1 second. We don't want to hear that. A.J. Brown is the selection. Okay. The crew Howie Schwab play is A.J. Brown. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's pull them all up. So how this works is this. Okay. We look at the first time, the first touchdown score of the game. But it has to be at plus 1,000 odds or more. Okay? Can't just take, Saquon. It's too easy to do that. Okay? Too easy. Well, I'm not going to say easy. It's not no first time first TDs are easy. However, okay? Japan, yes. All right, sorry. Okay, so let me read through these. All right, so basically it starts with A.J. Brown, plus 1,000. Devontae Smith, plus 1,200. CeeDee Lamb, plus 1,200. Javonte Williams, plus 1,400. Dallas Goedert, 1,500, and on and on. Okay, so you guys can look them up. You can see it. But what we want to do is identify it. But we're going to do it by a couple ways. Okay, so first, the crew selected A.J. Brown. So I'll get this up. All right. But what we're going to do is we're going to track it 3 different ways as we go. Okay. Track the one that I put out. Track the one that the crew put out, the crew play, which is A.J. Brown, and then the crew. And by that, what I mean is this. Japan, you're going to start us off. Okay?
Yes, sir. I'm always ready.
So, let it rip. All right? And I'll explain it in a minute, but you know how the game gets down. Who do you got?
I got Philly defense plus 3,000. Dak is throwing a pick. It's getting picked off. That's how I'm calling it. Hopefully it'll be on like one of the first play on an out route. I could see that happening. Some like that's so Cowboys just so Cowboys like to start their season. And Philly's defense plus 3,000 and bottles on me.
Dude. All right. I love it. All right. So you're going to start it off. And how we're going to get down is this. So this one will be you. But everybody in the crew now sees how it gets down. And starting, because we'll be live, we got a game tomorrow night too. All right, you don't have to come on. Japan's just beautiful, and we love to see him. But what we'll do is we'll select 3 people, okay, each show that also are going to make a pick. Now, I won't have it on this screen right here because obviously we're doing it live. However, how it's going to work is this, is that we're going to take 3 people. All right, so we'll have my play, we'll have the crew's voted play, and then we'll have 3 people each show. They're going to give their pick. And we're just going to choose them out of the gate. So we got Japan, Tina, because she's the queen. All right, so Tina, drop it into the chat. And Big Zach Phelps, for everything that you've done here, you're our 3rd. So how's it's going to work is this, is that we will list every single crew member through the year who hits theirs. And if you hit yours, your ass gets to come back because you're the reigning champion, right? That's how we're going to do it. We'll have a reigning heavyweight belt champion, and we'll figure out prizes and all that at the end, okay? But that's how we'll get down. Okay, so does that make sense? Did I explain it okay? Did it make sense, Japan?
It makes 100% sense. And Tina did run the table on us last year. She'll probably do it again this year. So.
She's the best.
She is 100%. Yes.
Yeah, I mean she's the best. Okay, so you're going Eagles at plus 3,000, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now, Tina and Zach. All right. Drop yours in the chat of who you have. All right. Zach has A.J. Dillon plus 45. And I'll keep track of these afterward, right? So Zach has A.J. Dillon. And did we get Tina's? Help me out if we did. There's a lot. Let's see. Sorry. Double down. Kill it, AB. Hey, it's good to see you. Yeah, it is good. Football's back, man. Millsy. Hey, no place I'd rather be than with y'all, man. Hell yeah. All right. Was Brown this? Okay. All right. So AJ Brown. Is that right, Tina? AJ Brown. Okay. So. Okay. All right, so Japan, you're on the Eagles defense. Tina, you're on A.J. Brown. And Zach is on A.J. Dillon at, what was it, plus 4,000?
45, I think.
Yeah, plus 4,500. Sorry. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that. Now, got y'all's? Oh, that's not the screen. We don't want that screen. I'm going Devontae Smith. Give me Devontae plus 1,200. All right. Dang, the bots are getting all after us tonight. Yeah, I'm going Devontae Smith plus 1,200. Okay, yeah, Adam, Tina, boom. Okay, beautiful. Okay, all right, so I got Devontae. Japan, you've got Eagles defense. Tina, you've got A.J. Brown. And Zach, you've got A.J. Dillon. Beautiful. Okay, all right. Japan, you want to close out the show with me, big dog?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
All right. Matty boy, is that who you going with, Devontae? I love it. All right. Let me put the picks up here one more time, and then we'll get out of here so that everybody has time to get your picks all in. All right. Dak Prescott, longest completion over 35.5 yards. Any 2-point conversion attempt plus 135. Not success, attempt. Dak Prescott, 1+ pick. Saquon TD plus 140. Dak Prescott, 1+ pick. Jalen Hurts TD plus 160. Dak Prescott over 23.5 completions, minus 115. That bot is writing like a virus. That's not good. You're out of here. Saquon Barkley over 19.5 rushing attempts, minus 115. I just sounded like an umpire saying that. You're out of here. Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals, minus 115. And CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions, minus 115. Ooh. Stern, you pop in every time we're about to go. I'm just kidding. What's up?
Oh, you guys are going first touchdown lead. Oh, man, and you're going to leave me out of this? Absolutely not. Give me A.J. Brown.
You going?
A.J. Brown.
You going A.J.? Okay.
A.J. Brown. Right. He was my pick. I was looking at the promo where you get like a share of $1 million. I was like, who's going to get it on the fly when Jalen Hurts wants to make a statement?
Yeah.
And I thought A.J. Brown is going to be that guy because no matter who's guarding him, he's going to hold on to that ball.
He's a physical freak. I wonder if he's going to be reading. Remember when he was reading on the sideline?
Yeah, I said he's going to be reading picture books this year.
So that's what I'd be reading. Mo, it's good to see you, buddy. How we doing, man? You good?
We're good. I actually joined at 3 p.m., like kind of expecting a show. I wanted to give out my plays. It might be a little late. No, it's not too late. Can I give out 2 baseball plays?
Got to go quick.
Yankees money line. Take it whenever you can, as long as you get the number good. Tampa Bay Rays for team total in the first 7 over 3.5.
Beautiful. Hey, looking like Johnny Cash, the man in black, baby.
Actually, me and my kid both have Johnny Cash T-shirts in the Men in Black, and we walk around together in jeans. It's cute. It's fun.
Hey, Johnny Cash is a good man. All right. Hey, Most, good to see you, buddy. All right, Japan, good to see you, buddy. All right, we're getting out of here. All right, everybody, thank you so much. We'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Normal Time, and we'll have another one of these shows tomorrow night because we're coming live from Brazil, Japan. My boy, we're going international with the Chiefs of the Chargers. So, okay, everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. I love all y'all. Football's back. Best time of the year. Man, let's cash these tickets. Peace.
Who's got it better than us?